Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Darren and this is my PRS SE Custom 24. I've had it for about 6 months now and I've been using it every day, so I'm kind of ready to share my thoughts about how I really feel about this, the good and the bad, because there are some things that I've kind of been disappointed by from day one. So I'm going to go over all of that. This is the charcoal fade color. I think this was a limited color. I picked it up from High End Guitar in Jakarta, Indonesia. It cost 7.8 million Indonesian rupiah, which is about $540 US, brand new. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so starting with the looks, I think that this looks absolutely great. Sorry, it's literally, the gloss finish is so glossy on this that I really can't get a good shot without showing you everything in my room. Of course, the bad thing is, as you can see already, I just cleaned this and already there's like fingerprints everywhere. But when you polish it up, it looks really, really great. So the top on these SE models is actually a veneer, so it's just a really thin piece of wood stuck onto like a boring slab of wood. But it does look, let me block myself so you can see it. It does look really good. So in the photos, I was kind of expecting, actually in this lighting, the fade goes all the way down, but kind of in natural lighting, it kind of looks like the fade stops about here. I'm not sure if that's something that's going to kind of lighten up over time, but it definitely got delivered looking a bit darker than I thought it would. But actually on this camera, you can kind of see the fade and the grain of the wood all the way down to the bottom. So it does look really good, even though it's kind of cheating. I also like about this this new SE headstock. I say new, I'm pretty sure they've been using it for years already, but I do like the fact that the SE is kind of small. On the old ones, it was kind of massive and right here, so everybody knew straight away you weren't playing the real thing. But this, I think, especially in these fade colorways, and I've seen some kind of exotic woods and stuff used with the SEs, I think you could almost get away with it on first glance that it was a real thing. But yeah, it looks great. So there are some bad points. The binding in the cutaway, it kind of looks like the piece of binding they had was just a little bit too short. Like, I don't know, an inch and a half too short, so they just stuck an extra bit in there. It's really not that big of a deal, and it's in such a hidden away place that no one would really ever see it. The volume knob is really nice and smooth. The tone knob, which is also the coil tap knob, it kind of feels so flimsy. I don't know if that's because it is coil tap or what, but it's so rattly compared to the nice smooth volume knob. And yeah, this is obviously just a cheap plasticky cost-saving knob here, but it's not really a big deal. Still feels good enough. There's no crackle and stuff when it's plugged in, so yeah, not so bad on that. There was one little blemish on my neck, and also the varnish has kind of gone up onto the neck on this side, but yeah, it looks fine. Considering it's not like crazy expensive, I think it looks pretty good. Okay, so let's talk about playability. Out of the box, this was set up pretty great. The intonation was good. Wasn't going out of tune if you used the tremolo. Action was nice and low. The fretwork's good. No fret sprout or nasty frets or anything. So really happy with that. I have since swapped to 10s, which is kind of my preference. I play with fingers, so I need them slightly thicker than 9s. And yeah, I'm really, really happy with how this plays. I really don't have anything bad to say about the playability. It is really decent. The tuning stability is good. Yeah, good job on that. Okay, so let's talk about the important part. Let's talk about the sound. So this is where I've been umming and ahhing on this guitar because I play mostly clean stuff. I play a lot of R&B and a lot of soul. And whilst a lot of PRSs are built for that, maybe this one is not the perfect instrument. Okay, so I'll start with the good on the sound front. I like this neck pickup. A lot of people, and all the reviews I read before I bought a PRS SE, were saying that these pickups are awful. And they might have a point, but I do like this neck pickup once I lowered it a little bit. I found factory setup that the neck pickup sounded okay, but it was just, the attack was too much, and then I was losing some of that nice warm mids and lows, which obviously I really want if I'm playing clean. So I got it lowered a little bit, and now it sounds really great. Particularly, and very, very surprisingly, I really like the coil split on the neck pickup. And that is where I spend 90% of my time with this guitar. Coil split, neck pickup, which has been lowered, and then I can get a really nice, clean, warm sound. The other thing I do with the neck pickup then, if I'm playing clean on coil split, if I want to do a solo or I want to do something a bit more crunchy and drive the amp harder, I can just push it in, and then I've got the humbucker. There is a volume discrepancy. It's a lot louder in humbucker and the signal is a lot hotter, but it kind of works if I want to boost into a solo. It's kind of like a bug that's turned into a feature because you don't necessarily want a big volume discrepancy between the two, but it kind of works in this scenario. Now the bad would be this bridge pickup. For me, now rock and metal guys might love this bridge pickup, but for me, it's like an ice pick. I just can't get anything I like out of it. Coil split middle, sometimes it can work between the two, but yeah, I have just not had any luck with this bridge pickup at all. I think I would have to swap it out or just do what I do now and live on the neck pickup anyway. It's particularly bad if you put it in coil split. It's basically unusable, and that's kind of my big gripe with this guitar, is that I just can't get any good sounds out of the bridge. So that's my review of the PRS SE 24. I hope you found it helpful. To summarize, looks, playability, great. For me personally, I find it quite tricky to dial in sounds I really love. I can get there, it just takes a lot of tweaking. You know, some guitars you kind of plug in and you'll always get a good tone out of it. This, I haven't found to be the case. I have to kind of work quite hard, but when I get there, it sounds good. And you know, it's funny, at this price range, sometimes you get really good sound and average playability. This one I'd say is great playability, great looks, great attention to detail, but personally the sound just isn't there for me. So yeah, it puts me in a bit of a tricky situation. I'm not sure if I'm going to start swapping out pickups, try and find something American or boutique to kind of bring the best out of this guitar, or if I'm just going to end up swapping it in and trying something different. I think right now my dream guitar is one of those PRS Studio whatever's, you know, the semi-hollows with the humbucker, single humbucker, or it's not single, is it? It's like a PRS design something. So I would really like to try and upgrade this to get it sounding closer to what I've heard that sound like. So we'll see. But if you made it this far, please consider subscribing, and I hope to see you in the next video.